Hello and welcome to the next episode of Stellaris with me, Windslayer. I forgot what I was doing in this game, so this will make for a good starting point for anybody who hasn't seen previous episodes. I think that some people are at war in the galaxy. These guys are at war with them and them. You have a Federation member here. You seem to also be at war with these guys. They're at war with a lot of people, and they're probably gonna lose that war. Looks like they're fighting down this little nation down there in the south. I can't see any other conflict. They're also attacking this little nation, so they're in 3 wars. It looks like that they're losing. Cool. Good for them. So yeah, I'm playing the nation in between all these guys. Where am I? That's not me. This is me right here. I'm the green. I'm on the little tiny islands littered throughout the map. And I'm stronger than everyone. If you're not familiar with Stellaris, which you might not be if you're just joining me now on Twitch, there's this concept of a fallen empire at the beginning of the game, which is very powerful and awakens, trying to conquer basically all the newer, younger races. And I'm basically role-playing a fallen empire that never fell, so that's why everybody's inferior to me, but only really in fleet power. I just have built up a stronger fleet with a lot of experience, a lot of good admirals, and I'm trying to let them rebuild to be a bit of a threat. I could have conquered the universe. I think I did basically conquer the entire galaxy here a long time ago, but yeah, I'm gonna let them stand a chance to rebuild. Seems only fair to me. Poor Yardlem. They were starting to build something right here. No? Yes? I think it's here. And then everybody attacked them because they're like, that's a ring world. We want this ring world. All been bombed. Not looking too good right now. I kind of want to get involved and be like, leave those poor people alone. But that's fine. The AI can be evil for now. I'll worry about them when they become more of a threat to me. If they become a threat to me. They might actually be friends. We might get rid of our xenophobic ways, open up our borders, and see how people feel about us then. I mean, these guys are always going to hate us, the Dark Angels, because they got claims on us. Silly fools. One rivaled us to make claims. So I kind of do want to just open my borders to everyone.
The faithful have claimed a new world.
Is there any downside in doing that at this point? I don't think so, other than I have to click through here on everybody and be like, open borders. Because I don't think I can be like, policies. It's just, which one is policies? I thought it was this one. Yeah, I can't just make that a policy. You can only do the initial one, not like our current contact, our current border status with everyone. Which is, yeah, if you can't tell, what I'm interested in right now. I did exit out of chat for a second there, and I think with the way this works, if you did say something, I'd be able to see it, but I'm back now in case you did say something and it doesn't look like there's anything new. I don't know, maybe potentially missed something. Hey look, it shows a pretty cool background for these guys. I'm gonna show off these leaders. Investor. I do like your background. And they got a different one here. Oh, that's nice. Even though their flags aren't randomized, their background was randomized. Here, you can have open borders too, even though you hate me. You can have open borders. You can have open borders. The opening of the borders. Maybe that's what this episode is called. What a strange name for a YouTube episode.
The spirits have granted
I don't know,
us
if you're
new
watching,
wisdom.
you got a better idea. You can tell me what you think I should call this one. Non-aggression pact. No. Never. So I got to the barons. They can go free for now. Or not free. They can do their own stuff for now. It's basically freedom, right? That's the way I think. Oh well. The game's volume seems awfully quiet right now. But that's just because the song's starting, isn't it? Okay. Logical. Very logical. I'm glad that I'm using Instagram more. I think that's a good way to get people to follow you. I just like doubled my Twitch numbers today because I saw something pretty cool on the Instagram. Where was I? I was on the Barrens. Let's go down to here and open borders. Here, cybernetic people, you can have open borders too. This guy's gonna last a while because he's cybernetic. You know, I think if I just click things like this, it'll take me to the name I'm on. Yay! Just need to double click it really quickly and it should be able to handle that, right? Perfect. It's relative power, that's what I want. There's still plenty of nations to go. How's this guy? Or arch prophetess lady. You like mining? Apparently, a lot. That's cool. they can do their whole mining thing. Yes, this is the exciting thing that I do on my channel. I open borders and trade spice. Yeah, these guys aren't the ones that want spice, but we do things like trade spice. At least we know how to make Dune references. Who doesn't like Dune, right? Plenty of people, I'm sure. Those guys are about to be wiped out, but that doesn't mean I can't be nice to them, right? Yeah, you guys are still... Rather, I've already done the stuff I need to with them. Let's go here. These guys are all the weaker ones, so they're less important, but they might become stronger later on in the game, so I guess I'll give them the attention they deserve. Here, open borders. Even you can have open borders. The decadent, they can have open borders. And of course, they can have open borders. Let's open our borders, people. I will not demand vassalization. You guys are gonna be independent a little bit longer.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Pretty happy that, where are they? These guys are still around, even though they're a vassal. They're still here. They're a protectorate, which means they can't be integrated. Yay. We're gonna be around a little bit longer. Alright, just taking some notes off to the side, making sure that I remember that I wanted to name this episode after this. I mean, it's how it starts, so it makes sense to call the episode Opening Borders or Open Borders, something like that. Unless something else really interesting happens, like these guys declare war on me. I wouldn't recommend it. You got some pretty strong fleets here. 190, 170, 170, 160, 180, plus a couple others that I'm working on. Apparently I'm building up my fleet until I no longer have a positive income, and then I'm just gonna sit at that, I think. Sounds like a decent plan. At least until I build up bigger ring worlds. I can afford to build them. I have some space that I held on to. I think I'm making one here right now. Well, we're growing here at least, and I forgot to set this up like that, which is kind of sad, but fine. Hey, they're more spiritualist. Good for them. They're probably not going to be around for too much longer. Look, my people can be happier. That's the Shroud boon that's making them so happy. It's pretty good. Like that happiness bonus. So 3 years and 98, I need to check on my ring worlds. That seems manageable.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, I don't really care what they want to trade. They can make all the offers they want. They're just lowly little, what you call them? Just lowly little Xeno. Me and my lizards are happy on our own. Oh, whoops, I totally left my analytics going on YouTube. That's okay. It's nice to see that this ring world's developing, and it's generating energy too, which means I'll be able to expand my fleets. If I move my energy production to planets and then anchorage points to space, I can probably increase my overall fleet capacity quite a bit.
Construction complete.
That's my goal, at least my short-term goal. Just build up the fleets until I'm scary strong. I have multiple ring worlds, and what do they have? A lot of bickering rivals and scary neighbors. At least I'm no longer have closed borders, and I'm considering becoming less xenophobic. I migrate away from this faction and maybe towards this one, and I might be able to get rid of these other factions quicker, although they do seem to be getting smaller. I'm not sure if this one's gotten larger. I think we're reducing the size of these over time. I heard earlier today that they released the new patch for 2.1.1, I think, and that means I might go back to playing the other single player campaign that I'm working on right now. It was just so laggy, it was really hard to play, but if it's smoother, I'm interested in getting back into that soon. Going to need a fort world. Is this the one that I just turned into a giant stronghold? It's got Betharian stone, which is always nice. So maybe I don't turn this one into the fort world. Maybe this one is an energy world, and I make the next one the fort world.
Incoming transmission.
Lots of energy, please. Energy seems to be the resource that we're in the most need of. Do I need armies? Maybe I could get rid of my armies. Let's see, army upkeep is only minus 36. That's pretty meaningless, to be honest. That's a tiny upkeep. Thought it was going to be a lot more than that. Let's also get rid of some of these construction ships that aren't doing anything. Huh. Oh yeah, that nation got destroyed recently down here. The Knights Knight. Did they go silently into the night? No, I think they fought a pretty intense war actually. The Gorf and the Shadow Cult. I do not believe are enemies. Yeah, they're working together here. It would appear that the Yakamarans do not want to fight. No! We lost a scientist today. How sad. He will be remembered and missed, and all of those things. Hey, discovery chance.
Are fighting amongst themselves.
The Nadling. Let's see if I can find the Nadling. Sinan. Yes, Sinan should have a scientist above it. Oh, I see. The Rixians. I think they took some territory off of the shaman in their last war. Their capital, if I remember correctly. This is the Rixians. This is the Shaman. They're attacking that. They have to fight off the Shard as well as the Shaman. That would be an interesting war to watch. The Rixians don't have a whole lot, but their Horde that do. From what I remember, the Horde up here can come in here and probably take these planets off of them. Right? 60. It's another 56. It's 100k right there. Shaman have 85 right there. And the Shard was pretty strong too. Ooh, look at that. Oh no, the Shard and the Shaman are getting quite strong. That's going to be a powerful federation after they eliminate these guys. The Rixians are pretty much doomed here. Should we watch those scary fleets? Did they move one of them separately? Maybe they jumped him. I think they may have jumped one over here. But look at this fleet right here. That's a pretty beefy looking fleet. No Titans, but a solid amount of fleet power. I do love the way this game looks. All these little Corvettes, the 26 ones in front. Looks like they got some things in the middle here. Cruisers right there. Got 21 destroyers. Maybe they're up front too. And these are just their battleships in the back. Lagging up, but catching up ever so slowly. Pretty game. Full of crazy aliens. All who love each other, right? We're just trying to provide the best hugs. Oh, there's the button for the main menu. So next time when my keyboard stops working, I can use this to control things. I'd really like it if there was a button that just got rid of the this stuff right here. The overlay with the numbers. And that, because I just want to watch this fleet fly around for now. Increased happiness sounds great. I'll take happy people, please. I can probably Google this really quickly. I think once this loads up, I should be able to yeah, that didn't work the way I wanted to. clear answer as far as I can see. I think I've seen, like, what's his face, A-Spec talk about it before. And maybe like some console command which I don't have access to because I'm playing on Iron Man. Oh, you can claim like this through this button? Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. That's a new feature for me. So that's music. This is how you change the song. Maybe it'd be underneath help. What is all this? It's the internet. I didn't know that could work like that. Oh, I feel like that would show up inside OBS, so I'm not going to do that. That's funny. You can use this as like the internet. But that really slows down the game. Where's that fleet? Did you move your scary fleet? There's the big one right there. It's going up north to attack these guys. Not going to be pretty. What a scary alliance. These guys are almost completely wiped out by the horde, so it's kind of cool to see them fighting the horde down. Even though the horde eliminated one faction, they can't fight them all. People don't forget the kind of stuff they did too easily. They brought the Khan with all their silly names. They got some good bonuses. They got a good leader here, an Empress. But that's not enough. I'm glad they put a leader in charge, because the AI does some weird stuff. Well, this leader's actually pretty terrible, isn't it? It's got the scout thing, which is okay. It's not that good. I mean, in combination with other sublight speed things, it can be good for just getting around the map, but that's terrible. Eager's just terrible. Couple science ships I could get rid of if I felt like it, huh? That's a nice strong station, an 80k station. Bit stronger than the other ones around me. Who else can I check on? Well, looks like they're doing pretty good at sieging these guys down over here. Goodbye, Kultakla. Or not Kultakla. Decadent Dynasty. The Jarldom. They had a sizable fleet around here somewhere. It just must have gotten smashed by the isolators. Well, and everyone else that they're at war with. These guys, they know what they're doing. They got a bunch of non-aggression pacts, making some friends, but not really drawing themselves into too much. Smart. Horde has brought one of their fleets down here, it looks like, for whatever reason. They only have 54 right there, and 59 right there, so they're gonna throw away half of their fleet, it looks like. Brilliant. Just brilliant. At least we can watch. Let's watch it from the side of the winner. These guys, right here. Because 54 against 130. There's nothing that fleet can do to win this. Oh look, they got some early shots off. Like that's gonna matter. Just sad. It's hard to watch. And again, it's kind of fun. The Horde should have known better. Not so enlightened, it looks like. He's jumping. You jumping? You don't need to jump. See where they end up. I think it'll show us where Impan is. We don't need to go there early. And I could use the search function if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. Seems unnecessary to me. Just noticed the volume seemed a bit loud. That's somebody else's system. Yeah, they seem to have this area pretty much secured. The Rixian got some territory out of their last war, but they didn't hold on to it for too long. Not at all. One more year. I wonder if they'll eliminate each other and there'll only be one of them left before they think about attacking me. I mean, that's how I would do it if I was them. I wouldn't try attacking the strongest person. I'd go after the weakest people until there's only the strongest opponent left and they tried to face me earlier, I'd be ready for it, but I wouldn't go after them. But I've already won this campaign, so let's just give them a chance. Silly AI. As much as an advantage as I can give them here. It's for the Shroud. Right, Moregaf? The Whispers. They tell you. Let them fight among each other. It'll only strengthen the Shroud. The Shroud is powered by emotion, something like that. All kinds of emotion. We need them to feel intensely. And war is good for that. Nice, 22, 16, 16. You should really build out to these guys. Hey, look at that. Did the Rixians get a planet off of some war? Something like that? Reapers of Fate may have lost a planet, I think. Not too sure. Cybrix belongs to the Rixians. Or Cypix. That's pretty funny. We still have the science nexus during this war, which they're totally not going to lose, right? Why would they? They're super strong. If somebody else declared a war on them, then they'd be in an okay position, but I don't think these guys are gonna do that. Although, if they did, they would be in a pretty good position to actually cause them some harm. If I was the Lords of Irium, I'd probably act now. Oh, look at that. Defensive pact with these guys. That's better than nothing, I guess? Some developments across the universe.
Construction complete.
Forget what I was making here. The anchorage points or something like that? Probably. Hey, look. Droning optimization. Let's get that again. I have the influence for it, right? Let's just buy it now. think one of these got smaller, but they got another pop in this faction somehow. Someone's being promoted. Not doing anything with them. Looks like I'm doing a lot. About as much as I can afford to with the factions. Just gotta hope that people will shift towards the things that I can benefit from.
Complete.
More energy, please. I'll visit that again later. Ooh, I could be trading away my living metal with somebody. Somebody like these guys. Here, you guys can have some living metal because you're apparently building things. There's one other nation that was building a mega project. The Hermits. You can only make one of these terrible things, so let's give them the deal. You get living metal. Make the most out of it. And please don't make things that are completely useless like this. I already built one. Hopefully when they're done with that, they won't make like a science nexus and they'll actually go for some ring worlds. But I have a feeling they'll go for a science nexus. This is a good idea. String bass. I'm glad you put that whole thing together this morning. I'll have to go through that when I'm done recording and make sure I've followed everyone else who's followed while I'm doing this. It's a 2-hour long thing. I expect there to be a couple more people. I'll probably do another 2 hours after that. Seems reasonable for a day. About 4 hours. I mean, I'm kind of interested in doing more, but I think I'm gonna go pick up my girlfriend later. You know, you gotta have certain priorities.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
I was really tempted to go for the extra defense platform stuff, but I think it'll probably be better to go for some strike craft damage just to diversify how I do damage. And again, there's no special resources for this, so take my decision back. And I'll improve my defense platform slowly but surely. They're gonna get better and better and better to the point that nobody can face off against them. At least not with like proper support from my fleets, who are gonna lose their admirals kind of soon. I think these guys are getting older. Yeah, this trickster and this trickster are both old, but losing them won't be too bad. I'll probably be able to get some good leaders with better traits. Evasion's good. I like engineer. Maybe I'll just let one of them retire now. What do you say? You're gonna start dying on me soon. I'll put you in retirement, Mr. Ludremex. Maybe I'll do that in the next episode. I'll send him into retirement, get that new guy. The one with the whole regeneration. That's just like an hour from now, so I'll try and remember that. Feel like the guy with regeneration would be really, really useful. I'm about to cycle leaders though until I get the one that I really want. If he disappears, we will hope and we will see. Ferris acquisition. Definitely gonna take this and this. So I can afford to. Seems like I'm sitting at around that amount of unity, which I enjoy. Seems like I have an efficient model here. Here, that looks pretty good. Makes a good amount of unity, all that good stuff. I think we're getting close to the point where I can, yeah. It doesn't tell me anymore when this stuff is complete, which is super annoying. This one's gonna be fortified. I think it has to be. And I will put the U here because I want to mark that I'm fortifying that. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. About a little bit less than 8 years. I need to check in on that. Probably like 7 years. It's a good estimate. Don't feel like using a calculator, so I'm just going to say that. Check on this. And the year 2805. It's Moregaf. That doesn't seem too far away. He's over 300 years old. What's, 7 years. Wow, if it's like a percentage. 20 something. Be like less than a year for me. But it's still be a significant amount of time. It wouldn't be nothing. Not yet. Wait until he's 1,000 years old. And who knows, I might just play until then. Depends how long it takes these Xenos to conquer each other. I plan to stay out of it as long as possible. Maybe I'll reset the galaxy again too after that. That doesn't seem like the worst idea. We're still at war with a lot of people. A lot of people who won't be able to finish their war for a long time because of the multiple occupations. At least I think that's how it's going to work. Let's click on... Who was it? Nope, these guys. Yep, they're basically fully occupied, but none of these guys are pretty close to even ending the war, so they're all going to be stuck in this state of war for a long time. Their societies might become militarist because of this weird stalemate they find themselves in. I mean, nobody knows who is in control of the systems. They all say, we fought for it, and nobody can agree who earned it. This is the other interesting war. I think it was pretty much over. Shard and the shaman are just gonna walk all over these guys. Star Angels are actually building out this territory. Well, look at that. It's about time. I'll get some good planets out of that too. It's cool these guys started making claims against me. Appreciate it. These are jerks. Oh, look at this. Yes, we would love some more spice. Spice sounds nice. I think I'm gonna have to keep building fleets. I'm not quite at my energy limit, so why not go way over the cap? Let's go with just like Corvettes. A lot of Corvettes, please. I'm gonna spend like 50k on Corvettes and just see what happens. Cause I think these are pretty good Corvettes from what I remember. Take one Corvette off of there. I think then I'll be able to farm up with that one. Let's see. Yeah, these things are missile boats, so they'll be pretty good in the late game. Just a little Corvette fleet to go with my Titan fleet. Guy, jump them over there. What I should do is try and get it so I can have more fleets in a thing. Increase the fleet size, the command limit. Still have some destroyers out there, just not a whole bunch. Looks like I started moving over to different things a while ago. Well, now that this guy is in here, have him meet up with them. And that's going to be a pretty big fleet, I believe. Should probably put somebody with sublight speed on that one. I think I definitely want to make sure I have a solid mineral income, but if my energy income's kind of low, that's good. It's fine by me. My energy's at a max, so might as well go for a little bit of research. Another war, huh? Hey, thought they might go to war, but I would have done that earlier if I was them. And I would have also brought my fleets over to the border to get over here before the enemy can respond. But this is an interesting development. You're going north, and this one's just... Oh, he's jumping to Astor. Down here. Okay. Interesting. Just going right for him. Looks like they have the Muscoloid ship design, so even though I couldn't make their ships right, at least, or their flags right, at least the ships are all different and interesting in that regard. Look at that, they got two slightly different ones, a little tiny wet corvette, destroyer, and a cruiser. Everything else is a battleship. Battle formation. The destroyer's like, I did my job. Let's rejoin the fleet. It's pretty cool how there's some slightly above the others and some slightly below. Like, from what I can tell, there's only a couple of places where the models actually touch. They're pretty far apart. I'm always impressed with Stellaris. And like this thing right here, it looks cool. Does its job. Shows that they're doing things above that planet. This one's going for central processing. That's interesting. It's to the south, even though it doesn't look like it. That's enemy territory. That is my territory. I was like, why are they going into my territory? What did I do to deserve that?
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Leader lifespan. Another admiral would probably be good.
Construction complete.
I think that means the colony ship it's on its way. Yay, energy's taking care of itself. I want to fortify this position and then put some minerals on this one, I think. Ooh, that one's no longer reduced, which
We are
means...
spreading our faith to a new world.
Yes, I need that again. Please go by through this quickly. Wonder when that expired. I totally missed that. $19 months. Okay. Year and a half, basically. Aw. You guys don't like us. That is sad. Looks like they share a little bit of borders with me. And they don't like that. Kind of be okay with giving them this system. Let me guess. Yeah, it's an anchorage point. Those are valuable to me, but are they worth fighting wars over? Not really. Hey, look at that. Good job. You stole somebody's science nexus and then completed it. They didn't even probably put any minerals into it, but they may have gotten some bonuses for taking it over, which is pretty funny, if you ask me. These poor guys. Defenders are 82% with somebody, so they're probably about to lose this war, which will allow another one of these to get some territory. Maybe both of them will divide it equally, and then they'll get stuck in this war even longer. Wonderful, right? Now what I want to do is check out this fleet right here. There's a 91 there. 66 there. They've flown through a lot of the shaman's territory around here. Shaman have quite a significant fleet right here. The Horde has an okay one right there, but these guys are probably going north to deal with the Horde, right? I think they're jumping over to try and deal with the enemy. Lords of Irium. Just going right for this. Look at them fire. Looks like they may have lost something there. I think a destroyer. That's what they're there for. Getting destroyed, right? That's why they call them destroyers. Put these on this. Should have probably done this before I had to use the scroll bar. I'm gonna miss pops if they get rid of them, because at least this gives me something to do while the other guys are fighting. Shaman have 86 there, or rather 88. Dignity's falling up, not too far behind, and this 84k is just hanging out here, which probably means it's not going to last very long. I'm not optimistic that they're going to win this one. They have one battleship, 20 cruisers. This thing's a lot more battleships. And it's going into attack. So it's going to have more range. 25 corvettes versus 29. This one's going to have slightly more smaller ships. I still don't think it's going to be enough, even with this thing building up next to it. Although that could be a pretty important factor. No. We were hoping that you would retire. Weapon range isn't terrible, but I'd rather get rid of the ones I don't want. we got a bunch of weapon range dudes, huh? Let's get the oldest one. Get rid of him. I got enough energy, I can afford to do this. Trickster I don't want. So I could go for more evasion and sublight speed, which is one of my favorites. I want the engineer. Should have taken him when I had the chance. Now I have to do this stuff to try and get an engineer. This is ridiculous. It's giving me all the ones I don't want. This one's pretty good. I'll take that one for now. They can be in charge. Mostly because I'm tired of clicking on things. Soon we'll have enough pops that this will increase our starbase capacity again. Oh, I totally didn't watch a giant battle here that it looks like they won. Oh, I meant to watch that. That was probably a very interesting one, but they defeated the shaman. They actually successfully defended this point. While I was messing around with the admirals, a very interesting battle happened. Oh wow, look at that. At least I looked closely at the fleets. Gave a little breakdown. I guess the smaller fleets did better against the bigger ones. Corvettes. Go Corvette spam. Feel pretty good about building all those Corvettes at the beginning of this episode now. The Horde seems to be coming through. The Horde might be able to help out the Rixians now that the Irians joined in on this and actually have pushed back the enemy quite successfully. Got 45k there. Well, the shaman are in a less than ideal position. The shard's doing good. This will make it good, just fortified point. Even though I probably won't need it there, I'll just make sure that's fortified just in case. You never know when you're gonna need some fortifications. xenophile. Gross. There's another one. It's probably that one that I just saw. The problem with growing is it's making it harder to eliminate these factions. The more numbers there are, the more people we have to try and bring over to our way of thinking. It's not easy. I wonder where that scientist was. '57 fleet there. 71. And a 46 to face off against this 59 and this 45. So they did good in that fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to survive. I hope they do. I really do. That'd be awesome. These guys started building anything yet? Keepers of Fate have mega engineering, from what I can tell. I think a lot of people do. Just don't want to spend their minerals on it, I think. I mean, look what happened to these guys. They just got attacked by everyone around them. Everybody's like, oh, Ring World. That doesn't look too hard to conquer. Let's go after that. It's a great way to paint a target on your back, huh? I say as I'm building my 8th and 9th one. I started the 9th one by accident before I completed this one. But once this is complete, I can move on to the other one on the other side of the galaxy. I'm interested to see who goes to war next. Looks like that was belonging to a vassal of mine, maybe? Look at these guys go. Yay! Yay for you. I have to see you guys finally build. They actually have a fair bit of space. I think their allies should get some from this war, right? The Eyes of Truth haven't been able to fight them off, have they? Looks like they may have been able to, actually. Defenders held the enemy off pretty well at these points. They must have just had their fleets ready to fight. 17 against 15 there. These guys have most of their fleets in the north, it looks like. Look at that. They're just not using it. I guess at war with the... oh, these guys. The Reclaimers. Have a system somehow. Even though this has a 170k fleet. Maybe it's just been like going back and forth. They can't decide where to go. That's funny. I'm gonna guess that that's the case. It keeps going back and forth, and that's why nothing interesting has happened there. Evil Dark Angels. This thing's still developing over here. I feel like there was another one somewhere on this side of the galaxy. Another mega structure. If there is, I feel like it'll jump out. Just so many gateways. That's the crazy thing. Everything's next to everything with the gateways. Definitely feeling like it's time to increase the mineral income again. It's almost 100k strong. That's pretty good. And it's got a resource silo there too. Could probably make it stronger if I did something else. Got a couple people that don't quite believe the right stuff, so I think I'm gonna actually switch this over from this to this. There's one here as well.
The faithful have claimed a new world.
It's not a lot right there. See, one on that planet, two on this planet, in this system. Part of me wants to switch over. To switch this out for this. Get the governing ethics attraction up. I might do that in another episode. Yeah, there's a couple of people out there that seem to not like us. And can you blame them? Moregaf did exterminate like a lot of population, so yeah. I think I understand on some level. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I already have psionic shields, the option. Huh. Maybe I should research that so I don't get that event again, and I'm more likely to get the one where you get a free army or whatever. Let's have this guy go here. And you know what, is that even a good idea? Because we're gonna have more guys getting built here, right? Yeah, for a while. So just hang out here for a minute. You'll join up with the rest sooner or later. These nice planets. Oh, look at this. That's let's not even worry about population growth. Let's just go through here and do this. Like, well, I will get this just to make sure I have that. But pretty much everything else I think should be dedicated to defense. With these tiles being a possible exception. Going. Okay. Maybe I'll save that one for the shield generator. Shield generators are pretty important. closer and closer. I'll have to check that early on in the next episode. I think I can remember to do that. I'm planning to record that later today. Just take a little tiny break, not too long. Refresh myself. Make sure I'm ready to record more war. Look at these guys pushing into this territory. The Horde is trying to take back some of the Rixian space, it looks like. They might be able to actually do something. What's that? Actually, it's 180. The shard is gonna, yeah, wipe the floor with them. It's not gonna be pretty. If only they'd gotten in the war earlier, then this would have been a lot closer. You should have joined in a federation with the Horde. I don't think they really had a chance because the Rixians have had a lot of wars recently. It's weird, I don't understand the order here, why this appears in the order that it does. I don't want to bring everybody to my home system, just so I have them there. I mean, that's a pretty important system to hold. But by having other people elsewhere, I'm ready to expand if push comes to shove. Could probably afford to get rid of these food tiles. And that's only a 10. That's pretty bad. Blocking energy production for just 10 food. It's probably worth changing that one over at the very least. Could be making 19 energy off of that. Probably better to go for just the food. I think it's like a lush planet or something, no? I just decided to dedicate this one to food, this ring world. in case I guess I got attacked or something. I have food that's protected on a planet. It's not a terrible idea. You don't want your population starving. These guys are goners. Do applaud the effort though. They're trying. There's no denying that they're trying. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. I'm surprised that these guys haven't become somebody's vassal yet. They're still independent even though they want desperately to become my vassal.
Construction complete.
Whoa. Oh, we just got enough pop that we're at the right starbase capacity now. Which means it's time to build a shipyard, I think. Let's make this one a shipyard right here. That way my naval capacity isn't quite so negative. That's cool. Finally got enough pop to get another starbase. I'm sure there are celebrations across the Empire. What's this? Of course. Fleet logistician on the new admiral, I would assume. Yes, the one with no experience. He's good at looking after the ships. At least he can do that. Yeah, my next planet kind of has to be focused on minerals. I don't feel comfortable building up the fleet until I have a better mineral income, which will happen when that starbase is fully built as an anchorage point. That won't be for a while, I think. Probably resettle people here if I really felt like it. That's pretty fast pop growth, huh? Can definitely do better, but it's pretty good. How many planets do we have pops growing on? 3, huh? Is that this one as well? Interesting. One day I'll run out of space and I'll have to fight a war just to get myself places to build. Be kind of interesting. Call it the war for real estate. That'll probably occur between me and this nation for these things, or right here for this place, 'cause this is a ring world. It's all by itself, or at least it feels pretty isolated from the rest of my nation. I don't feel like the borders have changed too much today. More edicts, huh? Will to power is definitely one I'm gonna invest in. Only one I really don't need is this one.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Yay. You can get another admiral now. And I think I will get that. Alright, new admiral. And see what we can get. Let's get rid of that trickster. Yeah, well, get rid of you. Get rid of the trickster. Get rid of this guy, because he's no good. No. Weapons range is pretty good. So is evasion and sublight speed. You want to take him just because I like being fast. Being able to dodge isn't bad too. Pretty happy they didn't make more claims against me. I thought they would. Really did. But maybe they rethought their whole being evil towards me. They may have gone rid of some of their claims, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's been a fun 2 hours. I'm still enjoying this campaign. What I'm enjoying is how it's got this like feeling of just slowly ramping up back to the original swing of the end game. Everybody's got to build up from nothing, and you got to deal with all the early game diplomacy with some late game tech. Cool. Can upgrade that. It's probably a good thing. A lot of things that I'm trying to build on that planet. Ooh, mineral income just went from 1.7 to 1.6. It's getting lower. I think I have my sectors on the right stuff. I guess it's worth checking. They look great. There's a starbase down here, right? Yes. I'll go with that for now. Starting a new anchorage point. Yeah, it's been 2 hours, so I think it's time for me to pause it here and do my outro. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I've got some links in the description below, so yeah, that's all I had to say. I'll see you around in the next one.